Well, thank you for having me. Just a hard-fought game by both teams, and we knew coming into their place, as it has been all year long for every team, it's hard to win on the road in this conference, and it was going to be no different from us. We knew we were coming into a Tulane team that was 3-4 and was in search for their first conference win, and we felt like that, how our players responded coming off of the Houston win would kind of dictate how we approach this ball game moving forward. And we came out and jumped right out on them and really did not have any setbacks, and I thought we played really well defensively for the first half. And in the third quarter, we really struggled in the third quarter. We lost the battle of field position. I chose to take the win in the fourth quarter. And when we did, they did a great job. Coach Fritz and his team did a great job of playing field position, and we never could get the field flipped in the third quarter. And with that, they went on 3 straight scoring possession drives, and to take the lead on us. But really proud of our players. I mean, fourth quarter down by 10 with right around the 9-minute mark. When we get the ball back and had to respond and had guys making plays. James Prochet made several plays. Ben Hicks kept drives alive by moving it out of the pocket, keeping his eyes down the field. Xavier Castile made some huge third down catches, but it just shows what we're building, and it shows just confirmation and validation that where this program is heading, the work that these young men have put in. We knew we were going to get Tulane's absolute best. They're a much improved football team, and had played us exceptionally hard. So we knew that we were going to have to be on our game, and we were able to make some stops, a big key third and fourth down stops, Deion Green and Justin Lawler, and to get the ball back to us and be able to drive the ball down at the very end of the game, and to score a touchdown to win a game was huge. And so I thought it was a big lift for this program. The way we won that ball game will moving forward. It just shows where this program is heading.
Take questions for Coach Chad Morris, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad. We'll put you in the queue, then the operator will introduce you.
Our first question comes from Billy Empedy with Scout.com.
Hey, Coach. How are you this morning?
Hey, Billy. How you doing?
Good. At the end of the game, Coach Mathis got really emotional when talking with Braden West on the sideline. Have you seen that video?
I haven't personally seen the video yet, but I've heard about it, and I know that there was something to it, but again, that's all our coaches, just so excited and just so proud for our players as you watch these young men just continue to grow and build this program.
And then with that, Jamie Sackville kind of up and down a little bit. What are you guys telling him and working on with him, because he's got quite a leg?
Yeah, Jamie is a guy that's been was inconsistent last week, and just a young man that's from Australia. He's freshman, coming over here and having to play as a true freshman. He's learning the game as he goes. He's got a phenomenal talent. We had to have a huge punt at one point in time, and man, he was able to connect on that. So watching him grow, he's going to be a phenomenal football player before he's done here. He's got all the skill set. It's just learning the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Our next question comes from David Barron with the Houston Chronicle.
Chad, I think just about every FBS program in Texas now has at least one former high school coach on staff. As to you, I didn't know if that's now become almost a necessity to recruit in this state, and just any thoughts on the trend and then what it means to sort of how recruiting sets up in Texas now.
Well, I tell you what, here's what I think on that, and that's a great question, because not just Texas, but being able to recruit all across the country and in Florida and Georgia, and I mean, there's some phenomenal high school coaches across our country, and obviously being a Texas high school coach, I'm very biased to the fraternity that I'm in, and with these guys, and I think that there's none that do it any better than these guys here. And but yes, you're absolutely right. It gives you such a great connection because when you go in and you talk to these high school coaches, they want to connect with you. They want, it's one thing to say, hey, look, I've recruited your school for X, Y, Z number of years, but when you can walk into a school and really sit down with a coach and really share and relate the problems that they have on a day-to-day basis, is huge. And when you can connect with them that way, it's such a big part of building the relationship, which leads to the recruiting process.
What does Claude do as a successful high school coach who also won a state championship as a player those many years ago when I was doing the picks for Texas football?
Yeah, I think he, obviously his success at DeSoto and what he's done gives just, he connects really, really well with our players and with all the players. He's got a great reputation among our high school coaches, and that's helped so much.
Is it a difficult jump to go from coaching high schools to being an assistant in colleges? Is there a jump, and how difficult is it to match that recruiting skill with an ability to get things done as an assistant coach on the college level?
Yeah, the game of football itself is it's no different. The only difference in the game is the adjustments that have to be made quicker at the college level than the high school level. But the biggest impact comes in is you're really on call 24 hours a day with recruits, and the cell phone has just changed the business. Social media has changed the game, and so you've got to. It's more than just knowing football. It's more than just, hey, I know a few coaches. I know that you got to be able to relate to these young men. You got to be able to build relationships with them, and you never turn it off. You always got to have your recruiting on at all times with these guys, with social media, whether it's with just connecting with these high school coaches on a daily basis to get these young men to call you. That's what I feel like that we bring to the table, because we got so many high school coaches on our staff right now that are a huge part of it. Not just Claude. I've got Jess Lepp, which coached at Lake Travis for me. I got Archie McDaniel, Van Malone. So we got quite a few of these high school coaches on our staff.
Thank you, sir.
Our next question comes from Todd Shad with Memphis Commercial Appeal.
Coach, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Pretty straightforward question. What changed during the bye week? What differences have you seen in your team since then?
Well, I think you go back prior to the bye week. I think you go back to the Temple week, and which I felt like that we were prepared going to Temple. I thought we faced a Temple team that was on the ropes, that they were trying to find their identity, and Coach Rule did an incredible job of having their guys ready. They were more physical than we were. Really challenged our guys going into the Tulsa week, coming off the Temple week. 'Cause I felt like our quarterback got hit too many times. We didn't take enough pride in protecting him. I thought he stood in the pocket, and I thought he grew a lot, even though he got hit so much. Going into the Tulsa week, we had our chances, and felt like that we catch a couple balls up the sidelines late in the fourth quarter. It may have changed the game, the outcome of the game. But when I walked in the locker room after the Tulsa game, and to see the hurt on our kids' faces and on our staff, I mean, so many kids in tears, and just it was all over the locker room. And at that moment right there, not knowing what to say as a head coach, at that moment right there, the only thing I could say was how proud I was to be their head coach. And for the first time in 18 ball games that I've been their head coach, I've never seen a locker room hurt as much as I see this group hurt, which tells me you care. And if you care, you believe. And if you believe, you're going to respond the right way. And they did that during the open week. And because during our open week, we had that was 4 of the most physical practices we've had all year long. And they just kept responding the right way. And I just think it just gave them a sense of confidence. And the only thing we could control is how we responded. And that's what these young men did, and played exceptionally well. And obviously won against Houston, and then was able to battle back last week. And so I just think that this this team is getting better, and has been getting better over the last several weeks.
Great, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
time for one more for Coach Morris, please.
Our next question comes from Dan Tortora with wakeupcalldt.com.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
Good morning, Dan.
You had said early in your address, the way we won says something about where we're at as a team. To just go into that a little bit deeper.
Yeah, I just think it just shows these young men that, you know, you're down by 9 or down by 10 with 9 minutes to go in a game, and there was no panic. There was nobody that was pressing. It was the fact, as a matter of fact, the exact conversation we had going out on the field is, look, we just need to get first downs. We played awful in the third quarter. A lot of that had to do with the way Tulane came out after half, gave it, and we had bad field position. We couldn't get the field flipped. So it was all about just playing one play at a time. It was all about just getting one first down at a time, and first downs lead to touchdowns. And but I did say this. I said somebody's going to have to make a play to get this thing started. And so I just think that the way that these guys battled back and fought back for the first time to have 2 back-to-back conference wins since 2013 just shows the way, you know, the direction of these kids never feel like they're out of it. They've played hard all year long in every game we've been a part of. That's never been a problem. And so our guys are going to continue to play hard, and they're going to continue to believe in each other. And that's the biggest thing. They just firmly believe in each other, and they hold each other accountable. It's a very close football team. And, you know, I just think that this program is heading in the right direction.
And you had said, as far as this team remaining focused through everything, to keep the focus after a big win over Houston and then to outlast Tulane most recently, just what you can say about that your guys weren't so focused on that big win and that they were able to kind of turn that away and say, yeah, we won the game, but let's close the chapter on that and move to the next one. Just what you can say about the professionalism and the attitude of the team after the Houston win to be able to go and do this.
Well, you've got a really good mixture. This is a really young football team, and so what you kind of hoped was that the few seniors that we do have playing and they're contributing at a high level help pull these guys through it, and then you hope the youth that we have that they don't know any better, that they just rally back, they respond, and they just go play. And I do. I think that I think it was a combination of okay, we started out, we kind of got hit with a surge of adversity in that third quarter, and it was everything that we've been preaching. It's everything about what our culture is about. Is look, we've got to respond through accountability. It's got to start with me first mentality, and we always talk about mental and physical toughness. That was at its best the other night. We had to overcome adversity, and to watch these guys grow and continue to believe in each other, and seeing a quarterback that's continuing to grow, making plays. He may not have played his best ball game overall, but man, that guy's a competitor. He made plays when we needed to make plays. He too learning. I mean, again, he comes in this year as our third quarterback, and he has grown through this process. And I think that as he's grown, this whole football team has grown. They've grown their belief in him, and I think it's carried forward each week. And again, I'm proud of these guys, but you know, again, that's to be able to respond like we did, to come back, to battle back against a Tulane team that's been playing really well, was big for us to get a win on the road. There was only 2 conference teams that won on the road this week, and so it just shows you it's tough to win, period, but to win on the road in this conference, it's hard to do.